Hey gamers, it's G from the corner, and today I have a very, very serious topic to talk about. Extremely serious, okay? There have been rumors about a new Pushmo game. Guys, what? What? I didn't know. Look, I know what you're thinking. Did I do it? Was it me? Did I go on Twitter and say that they made trademarks? No, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I have nothing to do with this. This is not something that I started spreading. No. Nintendo has filed trademarks for Stretchmo. They also filed a trademark for Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, kind of unrelated, but whatever. They filed a trademark for Stretchmo, which, it's been 9 years since that game came out, the fourth game in the Pushmo series. But it was not simply them renewing the trademark because next year was the 10-year. All right, it wasn't. It was a trademark related to them wanting to do something new with that name, which, just let everybody to the reasonable conclusion that, they're bringing either porting or making a new Stretchmo or whatever, just something related to Stretchmo, the fourth game in the series, on the Switch. And I cannot do this. I cannot do this to myself. I cannot let myself believe that after almost a decade, this franchise that meant so much to me as a young lad is finally coming back. I can't accept it. Let me get into a few things. First of all, I love the Pushmo games. I think I mentioned this once or twice in the videos before, but I love Pushmo. Not really Crashmo, actually, I lied. Pushmo World, and Stretchmo, those games are fantastic. Phenomenal puzzlers. They were great bargains back when they all came out. All of them were like $10 at the most. They were just these wonderful puzzle experiences that I highly recommend to anybody who even has a passing interest. If you look at these games and think that, yeah, I'd have a good time with them, then they are 100% for you. The only issue is I can't really do that anymore. I really wanted to talk about these games at some point, but I feel like the point is kind of moot nowadays because, you can't really legitimately play them. There are ways, obviously, to play these games, but, the whole point of me doing these reviews is in hopes that people will go check out the games that I am recommending or won't check out the games that I am not recommending, or, also just kind of to get my opinions on them out there. What opinion is there to share on a game like Pushmo that only people who already know about it and have or were already planning to play it will really care about it? It's probably the idea still probably appeals to people who are into 3DS modding and for whatever reason haven't added these games to their library yet. But there's nothing really to say there. I guess if you want more Pushmo content out there, I could make it. But again, it feels weird playing a game that just you can't access very easily at all anymore. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. Maybe I'll go back on this and make videos on all the games in the future. But for now, I'll just let this be kind of my excuse to do that. I love these games. They are these puzzle platformers where you play as this sumo cat man, Mallow. He's amazing. Mallow for Smash. I always wanted to see him get in Smash Bros, but doubt it'll ever happen. But he was my number one pick back in the day. I love Mallow Pushmo. He goes around basically solving these puzzles, either rescuing children or just getting to the top of them. You do so by pulling out blocks and, kind of climbing the puzzle. You have to make the platforms for yourself while making sure the platforms are still easily accessible. There's a very, very fun gameplay setup here. The sequels, either expand on it, make something completely different out of it, or introduce new gimmicks. Stretchmo does kind of a bit of all three, where now the blocks do not pull outwards up to 3 times. They only pull outwards twice, but they can also be pulled from both sides and the back. So the puzzles now have a bit of 3-dimensionalness to them, and that is also illustrated in the puzzle design. It's no longer just, flat art. It'll sometimes be pixel art in depth. That's the cool thing. Pushmo also, mainly you're going through just, block puzzles, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot of just murals where they'll just make, cute little pixel art of a guy, or maybe they'll even just use Nintendo sprites. That's a thing in all the games. It's really cool. Stretchmo actually did this free-to-play gimmick where you bought the game for free, and it came with, I think 7 levels or something, and then they'd be like, hey, you could actually buy chunks of the game for only $1 or $2 each, or you could buy the whole thing for $10. I think it was more than $1 or $2 because the math does not sound right to me. But yeah, basically it allowed you to play the game by barely spending anything, or by not even spending a thing at all, or, just pay the $10 and get it all. Of course, most people I knew either did all of it, or did none of it. I'll be real, with the game being $10, there was no real reason to want to actually spend the money on just part of it. Like, okay, if I really want the Pushmo experience that bad, I'm not gonna just buy the sampler size and then have to spend $13. I'm just gonna spend the $10 right now, like, or whatever. It's practically nothing nowadays. They would probably not charge $10 for a new Pushmo. I think they'd probably try and gouge it a little bit more. But yeah, you know what? The history lesson can be saved for another time. Point is, the games are fun. There's a lot. Stretchmo is the biggest game of the entire series and has a lot in it. So the idea of either porting that game over to Switch or making a sequel out of it is extremely, extremely exciting to me, but I have to reel in my expectations a bit. I've wanted this series to come to Switch ever since day one. There was apparently going to be a Crashmo World on Wii U, which I probably wouldn't have cared much for, that was set to launch at some point in 2016-17, but the Wii U kind of was just donezo, and then Intelligent Systems moved on to other projects and never picked Crashmo back up. But see, that's also kind of the key reason why I don't think this is happening. The series is made by Intelligent Systems, and Intelligent Systems has been extremely busy as of late. They put out WarioWare Move It barely 6 months ago. They are about to release the Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake in just a week at the time of this recording. And rumors that have been going around for much longer that I'm going to say are 100% legit and we will see this game at the next Direct, guaranteed, have it that they are also working on a Fire Emblem 4 remake, which is set to launch later this year. Now, I mean, granted, that could also be outsourced to Koei Tecmo, similarly to how Three Houses was. Or, as the rumors suggest, the game could already be done and ready to go, and they're just kind of sitting on it until it's able to fit into the schedule. As in, like, Nintendo's got an empty month, they need Fire Emblem, here's Fire Emblem, you know. But point is, I think Intelligent Systems has had a lot going on, and I don't really see how they would have the time to churn out another Stretchmo. The other reasoning would obviously be the 10-year trademark thing. I don't know. Look, people are saying this is related to a new game or something, but Rainbow Curse also came out 10 years ago. Granted, a Rainbow Curse port makes a lot of sense. We haven't had a Kirby game since Return to Dreamland Deluxe. And, you know, Rainbow Curse did use the touchscreen, but I'm sure it could use the touchscreen on the Switch as well, and also maybe have a gyro control mode for TV play. That'd be great, actually, because the game always ran at 1080, but you had to look at the gamepad, which was a 480p screen. So, you know, being able to finally play that on an HD screen would be fantastic. I would love a Rainbow Curse port too. I think that's much more likely than Pushmo coming back. I'm sorry, like, I don't even see the reason to do it, because, like, Nintendo probably needs bigger games for the holidays, and if Pushmo's coming back, I'm assuming it's just an eShop game, right? Like, I don't see why they would make it a big retail release or something. The games were always, like, $10 or less. Pushmo was $7, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe they could get away with advertising this as their thing for the fans for a month in, like, August or something? I'm not sure. I have no idea. If this is somehow real, I'm assuming it's getting announced at the June Direct or something, because, I mean, like, why else would they trademark it right now? Again, I don't think it is. I don't really see why they would do this. Like, again, if they need games for the holidays and they need low-effort stuff, they'd probably rather just have Intelligent Systems work on an easy, cheap remake that they could churn out for the holidays and not, like, something like Stretchmo. I'm just being realistic because I love these games, okay? I want to jump here and say Stretchmo is happening for sure. Get hyped, everybody. But, like, man, I can't do that to myself. All right, you know, this is funny coming from the guy who literally predicted Pushmo, and I think the last 2 Direct predictions we did, the last one was a partner showcase, so I don't even know why I was predicting that, but whatever. And no, it won't be in the inevitable June Direct predictions. I'm not going to make that read. It's not happening. I don't know if somebody else will. If they want to go ahead. I'm not making that read, though. I'm not doing that to myself. Although I will be avoiding Twitter in case it does happen and Puro decides to leak it. I don't want to be spoiled if that's happening. I'll be, you're gonna see me cry over the Red Man if that happens. But I really don't think it's that likely at all. Honestly, again, even Stretchmo, I mean, like, porting Stretchmo over to Switch, like, would you do that? I would just make a new Pushmo game or a new Stretchmo game, right? I literally don't even worry about having the other playable characters in there. Just do Stretchmo again, honestly. That's what I would do. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like the series will eventually come back because, in my opinion, honestly, I think, like, almost any video game franchise with even a little bit of a following will probably just come back because inevitably somebody who owns the IP will just be like, hey, we haven't used that IP in a while. People like it. Why not? We can make some money if we do something with it. So, like, Pushmo will inevitably come back in the future at some point. I just don't know if, like, now makes much sense. Like, it feels like it's only been one console. Literally, the last 2 consoles Nintendo made had Pushmo games on them. Yet it feels like some long-forgotten dead franchise because it's been like 9 years since the last one. I don't know. I really don't know. And this definitely wasn't because of fan demand. I have seen, there are no Pushmo videos on the internet, all right? I am literally the only Pushmo fan, and I have not made a single Pushmo video. You look up Pushmo, and you just see that one video about the series disappearing forever. Maybe you'll find, like, a BitBlock gameplay video or something. Fucking BitBlock. I don't even, like, what do you... Like, this series is like a nothing franchise. I don't know why they would bring it back, all right? Like, literally, this is, like, they have done a lot of things that I feel like were, oh, this is just for me. They did this just for me. If they bring back Stretchmo, that is such a just for me thing. I can't even fathom. I'd be extremely down, obviously, but I'm just not getting my hopes up. That's all I got to say for this, though. A little quick tangent video. I got some more stuff planned for the month, obviously, and, you know, we're getting into that June Direct. I'm very interested to see how they're going to wind down the Switch with things other than Stretchmo. I highly doubt this will be here. But yeah, no, that's all that I got to say today. Keep yourselves cornered for more like this coming up in the near future, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.